Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm super excited for this video because I'm going to be trying to see how many 5-star reads or 5-star books I can find in one video. I have a stack of books right here, which I'll show you all in a second. Books that I'm thinking are going to be very highly rated or possible 5 stars. So we have A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed, Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie, and then 2 library books. We have Fake Skating by Lynn Painter and Glass Sword by Victoria Avard. This is the second book in the Red Queen series, and if you saw my Reading Popular 2010s books, I read Red Queen and that book got 5 stars. So I'm expecting and hoping that this book will live up to the hype of the first one. And yeah, so I will be starting off this video with reading A Study in Drowning. I'm buddy reading this with a friend of mine, so I'm super excited. I actually don't fully remember what this book is about, although there is a Rebecca Ross review on the back of it. She wrote Divine Rivals, and I am pretty positive Divine Rivals was a 5-star read for me, if I recall correctly. So I'm actually really excited. I have the paperback version, which it has this really annoying cut cover, but okay, let me read the back. Effie Sayre, oh, I'm so butchering this name, has always believed in fairy tales. Even though, crumbling under the pressure of her first term at college, she can't seem to tell the difference between fact and fiction. Taken by chance and maybe fate to her favorite author's estate, she stumbles upon Preston Hellory, a scholar from the Literature College determined to find evidence that the late author was a fraud. Ooh. Because Hyrith, perched on the very edge of a wrathful ocean, holds dark secrets of which both Effie and Preston thought only existed in the pages of books. The house and the truth might just ruin them both. Okay, I'm excited, and also the fact that there is a Rebecca Ross review. I'm also looking at the other reviews to see if I've read. No, I haven't read anything else by any of these other people, but that really does solidify that I'm probably gonna like this book. So yeah, I'm gonna start reading, and oh, that's actually really pretty. Yeah, and I'll update you guys when I get farther in, I guess. See you guys in a bit. Alright, so I'm about 60% of the way through Study in Drowning. It's good. I was thinking about this earlier. The character dynamic between our female main character Effie and Preston, our male main character, is giving Divine Rivals. And if you've read Divine Rivals, by Rebecca Ross, you'll know what I mean. It is very much like they're rivals. Like at the beginning, they're getting to know each other. Obviously, I'm pretty far in, so obviously they know each other a bit better now, but it started off, it was very Divine Rivals relationship coded. And then the rest, like the feel of the book is very Cruel Prince. Or Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. It is very whimsical, fairy-esque. It very Cruel Prince. Like I was reading it and I'm like, I'm getting serious Cruel Prince feels here. That being said, do I think this will be a 5-star? As of right now, no. I think it will be a higher, I don't know why I'm doing this. This is such a horrible angle. I think it will be a higher rated book? Probably. Do I think it'll be 5 stars? Not so much. Which is not a bad thing. Again, I am trying to figure out how many 5-star books I can find in this video. This one's probably not going to be one of them. I'm pretty far into it to kind of be able to tell if I think it's going to be high enough. But I'm going to keep reading, and I'm going to drink my hibiscus tea because I have a very scratchy throat. Don't know why. But it's hot, so that's why I slurped to cool it off. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's good. It's good. I don't want to spoil anything because I'm buddy reading this with a friend right now. And I don't really know any of her thoughts because we don't like spoiling. And she's really busy this week, and I'm not so busy this week, so I'm able to read a lot more than she is right now. So I can't wait to talk about it with her, though, because I have some thoughts, and you'll hear them eventually. Gonna get back to reading now. Alright, so it's been a couple days since I last updated you guys. I finished A Study in Drowning, and I hate to say it, not a 5-star. I gave it 3.75, so yeah, how do I explain this book? The feeling of this book is very much Cruel Prince, but a lot more confusing. And if you've read Cruel Prince is actually confusing, the first book. It gets easier to understand as you read farther on, but this felt like they tried to do that, but the execution was confusion. More confusion than it should have been. And the relationship, because it is a fantasy romance, I guess. The relationship is very Divine Rivals coded. Again, I'm talking about books you may never have read, but it is. Also, bookshelf missing, getting a new one. Context for that. So, yeah, I liked it. It was good. The characters were interesting. The plot was confusing. I was okay. And even I had to wait. There was a lot of exposition. There was a lot of tell don't show, which is fine, but as you know, a fellow writer, it was okay. So I'm actually now 20% of the way through Fake Skating by Lynn Painter, and I'm already loving it. Although, I will say, this book has a lot more swearing in it than her other ones do, which, if you don't like reading swearing, then I'd suggest probably skipping this one, because there's a lot of it. Like, not an excessive amount, but more than what she's written previously, is what I'm saying. I'm liking it. I'm on chapter 13. It's dual POV, and it's about these childhood best friends. They hung out every summer for like a month, and then she moved away fully and never came back, and then her parents are now divorced, and she's moved to his hometown where she used to go every summer because that's where her mom was from. So a lot of stuff has changed. There was some miscommunication. I hate the miscommunication tropes. I'm slightly annoyed that that's in this book, but it is. So there's some miscommunication between, they both think that the other person ditched them, like cut off communication with them, which I'm pretty positive this is in the jacket. Yes, this is in the jacket, but in this part. So yeah, I'm liking it so far. I don't think I've rated any of Lynn Painter's books 5 stars. So this one was this one I was more sure was going to be not one. This one may surprise me and end up being a 5-star. I don't know. But I'm going to keep reading, obviously 20% of the way in, and I'll update you guys later as I'm further in the book. So, update. I finished 2 books. It's been like 2 weeks, probably a week and a half to 2 weeks, since I last filmed something. I don't know why. I just forgot to film things. So in the last clip, you would have just seen me just starting fake skating. Well, now I finished it. So I'll let you know what I thought about this. I gave it 5 stars. First 5-star read of the video. So awesome about that. It was really good, really cute romance. I felt like there was a lot more swearing in this one than there was in previous Lynn Painter books that I've read. But it has been a minute, so I don't know. It was really, really good. I love a good fake dating trope. And the fact that they were childhood best friends, and then she comes back and like they're both completely different people, and they kind of have to almost like learn how to interact with this new person. And obviously deep down they are still that person, but like they bring the best out of the other person. And the third act breakup was actually, it wasn't miscommunication, so I loved that. It was still like slightly frustrating, but you know, most third act breakups are. But other than that, yeah, 5 stars. And then I picked this up, and I meant to, actually no, I think the clip you'll see before this is actually me reading this book. Whichever clip is before this, I actually meant to update you guys like when I was like 50% of the way through Mortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. But I forgot. So now I finished it. And I gave it 4 stars. Sadly, this wasn't a 5-star read. Kind of slightly disappointed about it, but still a good read, still a good book. My favorite part about this book was the plot, which is weird for me to say. I am a character-driven reader, so to say that my favorite part about this was the plot is not saying that the characters were bad. It's just this book follows 6 different POVs, so 6 different characters, basically. And there were some characters out of those 6 that I just didn't care for. Anytime their PV would show up, I'm like, great, okay, what else? What else? Okay. Like, can I get back to the characters I actually care about now, please? So that's kind of part of the reason why I didn't get 5 stars. Other than that, I mean, there's some swearing in it. It's a really cool premise, though. I really loved the magic system. I really loved the world. The plot was super engaging. I mean, at the beginning it was kind of slow, but once you kind of get into it, it gets really interesting. So, 4 stars for Mortal Consequences. Now, the next book I will be reading to see if I can get more than 1 5-star in this video is The Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. And this is the second book in the Red Queen Quartet. I think there's 4 books in the series. And Red Queen was a 5-star read for me, so I'm expecting big things from this book. I'm super excited about it. Oh, that's actually, look at the inside. That's actually really cool. I got this from my library, so this is not my copy. Same thing with fake skating. I think I said this at the beginning of the video, but yeah, I didn't get this from. So yeah, we're gonna dive into this. I don't really want to say a whole lot about it because I don't want to spoil Red Queen or this book. To be honest, I'm kind of going into this one a little bit more blind. I know how the last one ended, but I'm super excited to continue this series. So let's get into Glass Sword. Finished Glass Sword. I don't know how I feel about this book. More so in the sense of, is it a 5-star? I feel the same way I feel about this as I did when I read, weirdly enough, Reckless, which is kind of funny because, you know, the whole plagiarism thing between Powerless and Red Queen. They are plagiarized. Powerless is plagiarizes Red Queen. I don't have any doubt of that now. But it was really, really, really good. A really, really good book. However, was I bored during parts of it? Yes. Yes, I was. Which sometimes I gotta think, like, so I say this in most of my videos, but in case you're new here, I rate books in two categories. One, the book itself. Characters, plot, world building, structure, writing style, just the book itself in its essence as a book. The other category, or other way I also incorporates into my rating, both of these things incorporate into my rating, is reading experience. The book could be incredibly well written. It could be one of the best books in the world, like, critic-wise, kind of like how movies, like, it could be a critically acclaimed movie, but you may just not like it because you didn't enjoy the experience of watching it. That's kind of how sometimes, so it may get a lower rating. It does not mean that the book is bad. Well, sometimes I will outwardly say if the book was bad, if it's like the writing was bad. This book is not bad. This book is not bad. Let me preface it. This book is great. If I was rating this on book alone, I would say it was a bit slow in places. That's the only critique I have of it. It was slow in places. But, like, slow in the places it was almost necessary. Like, it kind of almost lulled us into this kind of sense of complacency, and then bam, you get hit with stuff. So now that I'm honestly contemplating, because I just finished it, like, barely a minute ago. So I am still trying to figure out the rating as I'm talking to you right now. So this is how my brain goes. So it's a wonderfully well-written book. Reading enjoyability, it being, like, I understand the reason why it was slow in those moments, because it really did make the impactful, fast-paced stuff hit a lot harder than if it was fast-paced all throughout. So I really don't know. The fact that I'm not immediately saying 5 stars, like, I don't have that initial 5-star feeling when I finish the book, which actually most of the time if I give a book 5 stars right after reading it, it ends up getting lower as I sit and think on it for a little bit. I am sitting here contemplating, is there anything about this book that I didn't like? No. Reading enjoyability, I took my time with this book. It took me a little over a week to read it because I wanted to really soak it all in. I think that really helped this book in this case. I think if I would have read it all in one sitting, I wouldn't have had much time to sit on it and think. So, all that being said, I want to give it a 5-star because that would be 2 5-star books in this video, both library books, weirdly enough. And I think it deserves it. It definitely deserves a 5-star for the book itself. Just thinking back on my reading experience of it, there were times where I was kind of just like, I didn't want to pick it up. And that's no disgrace to the book. That might have just been me personally not being in a huge mood to read. So yeah, I think I'm going to give this a 4.75 stars. Glass Sword gets 4.75 stars for me because it's so close to being a 5-star read. I think if I was to reread it in a different time, because right now, in a time where I'm more in a, fantasy mood, because I'm not really much of a fantasy mood right now, which is uncalled for me. Typically, I'm always in a fantasy mood. I think I would have given it 5 stars. And that's why I'm saying this, because it is a phenomenal book, and I definitely recommend picking up this series and reading it. It is so good so far. I'm ingrained. Like, I did enjoy reading this. It's just, I think if I would have picked it up at a different time, it would have gotten that 5-star, because I would have been more in a reading mood. So yeah, welcome to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. So we got one 5-star read, and that was Fake Skating by Lynn Painter, which honestly, I read 3 fantasies and a romance, and this clearly I know what I'm in the mood to read right now, and that was definitely a romance. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.